Hello and welcome back to the Battle of the Continental League. I am Dojan.
And I'm HighFly15.
And we have been your hosts to see EU go ahead by 3 points, with Mousebots taking down U-Star in the second, what did we say, set or series?
Second set, I would say.
Second set. So that was a really good battle, and we actually realized they're doing something really good for StarLadder. They're organizing both the matches at the same time, so we're staggering. They're almost ready already to play the next match, which is Virtus.PRO versus AGaming. I keep wanting to say Gratiem. AGaming.
Yeah, I was just about to say that as well.
Yeah, I remember Gratiem. It's like, it's Gratiem. No, it's not Gratiem. Gratiem have been signed and they're no longer the right wave. So if we have a look at the schedule here, we saw that Mousebots won 3-2 against New Star. And the first game was a disappointing draw 2-all for Rockets versus Dignitas. However, EU could, as they say, went ahead, stay ahead by getting Virtus.PRO beating AGaming here in the third match of today. We will finalize the last battle afterwards with Dragon Bonds versus Rush, and we're going to be getting through these battles pretty quickly because we're meant to be starting the Rush battle right now and we're starting the AGaming one. So I think that these are going to be happening as quick fire as they can be, so maybe not even any more breaks. So yeah, I'm going to keep an eye out on the delay because we are running on a 10-minute delay here, guys. Do you want to take them through the basics of the way things work for people who have just tuned in?
With everything, with the teams and stuff like that?
The way it works between EU versus RU, and yeah.
Yeah, of course. Well, we have the best from the EU cluster and the RU cluster, which, the four best teams were found in the season finals at DreamHacks and in Kiev, where we saw the teams who won and got second and third and fourth, and they're now battling it out within the Battle of the Continent. And they're going to be battling over a 5-set games where each match is a different map. So you have to really have your strategy down and go for sticking to that tactic and see if you can win that. We do have it's still the 742 format, where we go with 7 tanks and with 42 points divided into those tanks. So a ton of tier 8s and maybe 2 tier 1s as the scouts, as we've seen plenty of today. And the 8-point rule is also in effect, whereas if you are ahead in points with 8 tiers, like if you killed a IS-3 and you lost no tanks, you will win that match if it ends in a draw. And we are giving each winner of each match are winning $50. So there is something to go for instead of just sitting back there and hoping for the draw.
Yeah, we're showing the EU points here being at 4, and Mousebots won $150 for winning. Actually, no, they won 4. The update has been running. They actually got $200 for that because they won 4 battles, not 3. So they actually won, I think, and New Star only won $50, not $100. So that's actually been done incorrectly. We'll get that fixed.
Yes.
In fact, you need to say that because I can't. No.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, I have a tweet to call out here. I Am Willow has an amazing tweet he sent to me. I thought Puzzling's terrible play was the end for EU, but RU didn't kill Puzzling, so his gun got back into the fight. # never give up. Totally agree with you. Awesome. He did make a mistake, and he did make a huge mistake, and I thought it was the end as well. I thought, wow, that's a huge mistake. He's got to... Nope. Never give up, never surrender.
No.
But still, there we go. Yeah, that was really good there. I'm going to check the other Twitters and see if there's anything else happening on any of the others. Remember, if you guys want to be called out on the stream, tweet at us at our tweets there and there. There you go. I got it right. You can tweet at us and we will read them out. Nice.
Yeah, indeed. And the point system, if you win the series or the set, you will get 3 points to your team or the continent. So it is EU versus RU, and right now it is 4-1 to EU, but because Mousebots just beat New Star. So EU ahead. Rolling ahead. And let's see if they can continue this trend with Virtus.PRO going up against AGaming. But I think this is going to be a much more interesting matchup since the New Star was a collection of newer players who hadn't had
Yeah,
that much
that's
time
the
to
wild
play.
card, isn't it? Representing the
Yeah.
RU as a team that kind of got ripped apart after. I guess it's
Yeah.
because they failed to win. I don't know. It's like they were a new team coming into the Golden League finals. They were in season 1, sorry, and by the end of it, they were doing very well, but they lost the rush, and so it looks like they rage quit. It must have been the way that the commander or the players handled the loss that just didn't go well, and that's why we saw the split into 2 different teams. Vorsig and Diodor moved to a different. I can't remember which team they moved to, but them two together, you could always tell they were friends because in battle they were always together,
Yeah. Yep.
So I kind of guessed they were friends, even though I didn't know. But do I hear ticking? I do
You
hear
hear
ticking.
ticking.
Here we go then.
You tick.
Into game number 1. Virtus.PRO versus AGaming. RU versus EU. We have Steps, Breakneck, Just Cause, K23. Why not?
And Melka, I think.
And which one's Kayak?
Kayak.
I know who he is in real life. I can't remember if that's how you pronounce his name. Rest in peace, Koretz and Las Vegas.
Yes. And for AGaming, we have FC Dynamo, International, Colento, Rat Desert, which is the new player, Mix, Daniel Blonde, and Rob the Rob.
Yes, Red Desert is a new one, and Rob the Rob was a sub last time, wasn't he?
Yeah, sub.
He was, and now he's into the main team, it looks.
Yeah. Really nice.
So congratulations to him. But we still see Minx in his combat tank. He is commanding from the front. And I'm not sure if it's Koretz who leads. I think it is. It's Koretz, isn't it? No, it's Rest in Peace. Wait a minute. Wait. This is the confusion.
Right.
Rest in Peace and Koretz are from New Star.
Yes.
They're ex-New Star and Just Cause. So Kayak was the guy that we always talked to in Virtus.PRO. Because Derp was the old captain and he was kicked. So I think it's Kayak calling the shots right now. But it could be Rest in Peace because he was the captain of New Star.
Yes, he was. But yeah, we're not seeing Minsk in the front because that is the AGaming team and we're on Virtus.PRO. Or are you on Virtus.PRO?
No, we're on the right team. What I meant was
Okay,
we're seeing him lead from the front because he's in a combat tank. That's what I meant.
Okay.
I didn't mean we can actually see him at the front.
Good. You confused me, mate.
Well, if I confuse you, then I might have confused other people. So I'm glad you cleared it up that I meant the other way around. Anyway.
Excellent.
We are seeing them move around the map with their overly mobile teams. And I kind of would... You know, I would have loved for someone to go for 5 WZ132s. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, but also very risky. But again, the damage traded for the constant fire and better movement.
Because if you keep moving and shooting, there's a good chance the AMXs could run out of shots. And then if they do, you're going to be able to just close in on them because I believe they're around about the same speed. So you can't get away as the AMX 1390. And they can just keep in close and keep shooting. Or even just a balance of the two, 3 and 3, or 3 and 2, or 2 and 3. Maybe even take the AMX 51, the T50 50-2 lineup. Often we see on this map that they take like 2 or 3 T50-2s for the same thing.
Yeah, could be interesting to see at least. Well, we see Las Vegas has moved forward here and spotting nobody. So the other light tanks, which is the whole freaking team, are moving closer, since they probably won't be spotted either. Maybe they did by Rob the Rob. Yes, he's sitting in the hills.
Great spotting location by him, though.
Yep, really well positioned up there. I like how Wargaming has implemented or just put in some weird places where you can go, either by pushing up just a little bit. Yeah, there's some
or
places
naturally. Totally agree with you. The new maps are very interesting. I always thought that when physics first came into being that it might not be the case. It might be a bit risky. It might be too complicated, but it really isn't.
No.
But you can be hit from literally anywhere because of the fact that you can go up into the mountains and stuff. But we call them special tactics. If you are going into the mountains and spending half the game trying to get to certain spots, there's a good chance you're doing it wrong.
Yes, we saw that in the beginning of Season 1.
We did.
Yep. Special tactics.
Special tactics all the time, and all those teams ended up at the bottom of the league. So
yeah. But at least they tried.
At least they tried.
Something new, yeah.
But if it's taking you 3 minutes to get into position, the enemy will take advantage of you.
Yes, they did.
No puns intended.
Nope. But yeah, MX 1390s sitting in the enemy base. Rob the Rob, spotting the enemies again and again, or maybe just being spotted himself. Just
I don't
cause
know. The
at least
view
got
range
spotted.
is a bit less, I think, for the T1. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Rob. Well, hoping he's spotting something.
He
So we get some
must
action
be.
here.
Well, at least he knows he's spotted. But yeah, I don't know because just cause and stuff. They don't have to worry about artillery, so they just hide behind the hills. Even if they're spotted, there's no fear of being hit. So to me, it's like even if they are spotted, they don't care. But they have got Breakneck in a completely different place. Breakneck does go and kill Dino Blon, and he immediately reloads and runs away. Good choice.
Yes. Group up again, or be hunted down alone.
There's a good chance that... wait a minute!
Oops.
Koretz goes down with the same sort of stroke from the other side. So International does take him down.
From where? I don't really see where. Maybe from down south?
No, I think it was from the
north?
Far East. Yeah.
Yeah. Far east?
Far west.
Yeah, okay. Well, then it's up in it. Then it's behind the train tracks, up in B2. But
Well, let's have a look at that angle. I think he could have been hit by behind the train tracks.
yeah, he could.
Yeah, and he
there
I
is
say he
Rob the
was,
Rob.
but no, that's Rob the Rob, and it wasn't Rob the Rob
Yeah.
who killed him.
No. So.
So
What are you
it's
doing?
very, very Russian versus Russian, I would say.
Yeah, I would
going
say
for the draw is the first match. Virtus.PRO kind of letting me down here. I thought that they would be a bit more exciting than this, as they were number 2 in the EU, and they've got the New Star guys, and New Star guys were very aggressive in almost all their matches, apart from Insk. And they were able to take apart any camping tactics quite well, and it seems like here they're not doing it. But then, with such a roster change, maybe Virtus.PRO and New Star, new combo team, hasn't worked out the kinks yet. They're not cooperating as well as they could do.
No. Yeah, it must be something like that, because they would. Well, we saw some different things from them in the finals, so it must be. Yeah, I'm hoping that's why.
Yep.
At least. But yes, they are moving a little bit now. 3 of the MX 1390s coming a little bit more towards the west. Breakneck.
Come on, Virtus.PRO, do something. We're looking at you. We're watching you. There's about 1,000 people cheering for you guys to do something, make something happen. Rub the Rob, though, is still there, spotting all their movements, and maybe that's what's making them nervous. They don't want to move. But in the meantime, Breakneck is being attacked, though, by Kalento. Goes down to 635 HP. That's quite a big deal.
Yep, it is. It's close to being 50 HP. And no shots retaliated, so nope. Just tried to get away.
There he goes. He's swatted again, but Minx does receive a hit. Oh, great dodge from Breakneck, and snapshot returns against Minx. That was very unfortunate for Minx. 3+ though in the cap circle. They will not successfully cap if they go for the counter cap here, but it does look like they're going to lose the cap. I mean, 20 seconds to go. They're miles away from the cap circle. It looks like it's going to be a failure completely by Virtus.PRO here.
Yeah.
12 seconds left.
Too slow.
10 seconds
Too slow.
left.
Yep.
9 seconds left. Kayok might be able to do this if he's not interrupted, and he lands his snapshot. 2 seconds. 1 second. Oh my god.
Well, at least we got a winner. That's all I can say there. Disappointing start from a game we were looking forward to. But yeah, can you get over it?
I'm actually... I think I'm rendered speechless right now, really. That was... I'm going to go to the scores. So you can see the corrected Mouse Sports earnings. We have total earnings of 300. I don't even want to talk about the last game. I just don't want to talk about it.
Nope.
Mouse Sports hitting $300 and 4 points total for EU. There you go. The correct display is there. So that's really good. On the schedule, we do have next game, Dragonborns versus Rush. And if this matchup, AGaming and Virtus, is going to continue like this, then I'm really looking forward to that, because I know the Dragonborns won't let us down. And in fact, I believe our admins in the chat, the moderators, are dropping the link for you to buy your own Dragonborn hats. And I want to see. In fact, I think I'm going to send some gold to the first person who buys a Dragonborn hat and sends a tweet to me with them wearing it. Picture of them wearing it.
You can make a ton of people buy it now, and then only one guy will win it.
Well, I'm going to have to make it a substantial amount of gold.
Okay, it'll be a substantial amount of gold then.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's going to cost a little bit for the hat, but at least you get the hat anyway. So I don't know. What's a decent amount of gold? What can you buy in the gift shop? What's the amount of gold you can get in the gift shop? It's like 2.5.
2.5, 5.5, isn't it?
What's the one above that? It's like 12,500. Well, the one around 12,500. I know it's different for each server. So around that one, around like 12,000 gold. That one. If you send me a picture of you wearing a Dragonborn's hat, and maybe a little sign saying like a message or something like that to prove you're you with your username or something. I don't know. Make it happen.
Yeah.
Anyway. I have to update the scoreboard with 1-0. It doesn't feel like we played a game. It feels like we didn't.
No. We were talking a little bit about the teams.
Yeah. But I love the Dragon Ball hats. If you've not seen the DreamHack special or the last esports show, the esports show number 5, the international esports show, we have a little bit of footage there of the Dragon Balls with their hats.
That hat. Okay.
That hat, the Dragon Ball hat. So I really enjoy that. In fact, I'm going to buy one myself, and I'm going to wear it next time I get an opportunity. I'm starting to collect stuff from each of the clans, and I want to be able to support them by just on random games. Like not for them. I don't want to be biased. I don't want to be wearing Dragonbond stuff when it's Dragon versus Mouse Sports, for example. But I want to be able to wear them, randomly between matches and stuff like that. So I'm collecting stuff. I've already got a few things on the way from different organizations and different stuff. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I think it's really important to show and have fun with these things. And it's really nice to see Dragonborns having fun and doing successful too, and being very successful. So I really can't wait to see them later. It's really a shame that we can't see them. What's the next map anyway?
My next map is Himmelsdorf, and we are clocking in already.
Cool. So let's go into game. We see lineups very standard on both sides. 2T1s, it's very standard. Okay. So, for EU Virtus.PRO, we have Just Cause, Rest in Peace, Breaknet, Kayok, Emlek, Koretz, and Las Vegas.
Yes. And for AGaming, we have FC Dynamo, Rob the Rob, International, Minx, Colento, Daniel Blonde, Armageddon. They've actually taken out the Desert. I can't remember the first part of his name. Desert something. Red Desert?
Oh yes.
Rat Desert. Yep, there we go. He's been taken out for Armageddon. So
maybe Armageddon was just late to the party, because Armageddon is a regular for them. So.
Yes.
Maybe he is still a reserve then, and Armageddon is the primary A team. But anyway, we're going to see the lineups here, and we are seeing something different. One IS3 going to the center, with the rest going to the hill.
Yeah. Well, this is, I would actually say this is the perfect time for surprise tactics.
I would agree with you, yes. With only one map being played, one match on each map being played.
Yeah, one match being played and money on the line. Money on the line. You could stick to your guns and just do the same old thing and be sure of winning. But as we can see here, AGaming are thinking the same thing as doing something completely different as we are discussing here, and they're coming down with an IS3 in International and MX5100 in Rob the Rob.
But luckily for Virtus.PRO here, they did spot it. Breakneck is in position to try and hold them back a little bit more. The T1 behind him though, Koretz is able to... Wait, Koretz in the T1? Able to save them from any rear attack. If they come down that corridor, the banana alley, they will be able to see them. International... What hit International? I didn't see Breakneck. Breakneck must have fired when I turned around looking at the T1.
Yeah, Breakneck shot him, I think, international, while he was moving past the opening. Oop, Minsk is very open there. Ooh,
He is
luckily.
indeed, and we are seeing a big attack occurring here, but no engagement is committed. I think this is a bad thing for AGaming. They should have engaged as soon as they could, because at this point they're letting their enemies get into position to defend. Rest in peace, though, taking a bit of damage there from Rub the Rob. He is still there, Rub the Rob. Okay.
Yes.
Promoted from T1 to AMX 100. But Kayok is receiving damage then from International. Wasn't he called International 64 before?
Yeah, he was.
Oh, so we're seeing lots of renames from people. So International, Kayok able to do some damage here. In fact, we're seeing so many angles of attack here, as usual, when it's a capping match here for Himmelsdorf. Rest in Peace does go down, and Coento takes some shots from just Koretz, but this is looking quite bad. Unlike Mousesports, it looks like Virtus.PRO just aren't in a good enough position to counter this cap. But at the same time, they do have 3 cappers on the cap circle. We were not paying attention, but 3 cappers on the cap circle, and that's because it looks like it's an overcommitment here from the RU team, AGaming. Wait a minute, no, there's not going to be recap. It's going to be a reset. This is definitely going to be a win here from Virtus.PRO, but it could be a draw. No, the reset occurs. There you go.
No.
Kyle gets the reset, and that is the end of that. There's another cap, but 1-0.
There's another cap. 1-0. Yep.
That was less of a, I don't know. So something about the way that, I'm going to go back to cams, because I don't think the stats are giving us a story here.
No, not at all.
I'm finding here that Virtus.PRO's play is very weird. They're kind of letting the opponents make every move, and they're just reacting. We saw in the last battle they failed to react correctly in the first one on steps, but this time they reacted well enough that the enemy. Well, to be fair, AGaming didn't leave anyone back to save them from a triple push from the hill. I mean, it was T1 went down Banana Alley, T1 from the hill plus the T69 from the hill. So that's 2 avenues that they took advantage of, 2 avenues. So that was a real misplay from AGaming, not leaving anyone to cover either of those directions from the T1s. Because if the T1s went down, there was a good chance that would have been a lot closer for the end result. But I don't know. It feels like Virtus.PRO playing weird. You know, playing very passive, very responsive, instead of taking control. So I kind of feel that AGaming have the edge here. Although they messed up Himmelsdorf, they feel like I just feel like they're playing better.
Yeah, correct. Even though the first one was really just a long, dragged out game where in the end they had secured the area around the cap zone and just went, screw it. Went into the cap zone and won because the enemy was just way too far away. And here we saw a cap attempt and then just a counter cap, which was a very good idea because you could always just suicide in, get a shot on the cappers on the enemy team, and then your cap would be way ahead in the cap. So it was a good strategy, counter capping.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. I don't know, they just took advantage of the enemy making mistakes. I just don't feel that they made... they just didn't do very well, in my opinion. They messed it up. I feel that's the best way to say it. They really messed it up. They could have done something a lot better, leaving someone back, doing anything. It was just felt like they gave up. I don't know. They gave it up. Not that they gave up like they wasn't trying, but they just did something very silly, not leaving. I don't know.
Yeah, a cap. It wasn't needed here. Yeah, I don't think I would have gone with cap. Well, the first T1 who went into the cap maybe could have gotten a bunch of cap points, and then the other T1 who was also coming into cap would have made that +3 to the cap counter, but it didn't happen. And with only 2, the Virtus.PRO team had way too much time to get 3 guys into the enemy cap zone themselves, and that's what won them.
Yeah, I mean, these are disappointing battles compared to the first 2 sets in the sense of it just feels like they're, I don't know, I can't explain it. It just feels like they're being sloppy, both teams. I don't know if it's been... Okay, whatever. Let's go to the next game.
Yes, and we're seeing a small artillery again, which you would like to see, and we're seeing the first T-71.
Wow, yeah, I almost forgot about the T-71. The reason we saw the T-71 beforehand a lot was because of artillery being used. But we're not seeing T-71s because they're not. However, we're seeing for the first time Lakeville today. And Breakneck, rest in peace, K32. Koretz, Just Cause, Las Vegas, and Kayok are actually doing Lakeville with an artillery piece.
Yeah, and FC Dynamo, Rob the Rob, Minsk, Colento International, Daniel Blonde, and the Apple for AGaming are going, oh, no Artie, and 3 AMX 5100s, T69, and AMX 1390. So a very offensive and firepower heavy team right there.
Indeed. So Virtus.PRO in the green. AGaming will be their opponents today. You see it from the point of view of the EU only, and this is a very standard tactic from the north side, moving forward, spotting any tanks moving across, but the EU team, Virtus.PRO, were able to get into cover first. No damage was sustained by any of them. Koretz is back into a attacking tank, and look at that, Kayok, what I believe is one of their main players, in a T1. It feels like because they've got so many good players, now they took 3 from New Star, they're finding it hard. They have to cycle their players, just to be fair. So sometimes you're in a T1, sometimes you're in a combat tank, and there's no steady lineup. I think that's a good thing. They're not breeding any weaknesses, they're not over-specializing, and everyone gets experience doing every job. So I think that's a really nice thing to see.
Yeah, it is. And, well, the enemy can't, well, with new players being switched in, you can't really go, oh, we know the tactic on this map, because someone new is coming in, and someone new means something new. Hopefully, most of the time. It's what we've seen whenever we've, yeah, for instance, the IS-3, which was brought in, it really shined on every single map it played. And the other team just didn't have anything to say about that. They didn't have an answer. New Star couldn't counter that IS-3.
And it's the lack of scouts here, I think, for both teams. Now we've seen the artillery go away. People going, we don't need scouts. And they're deciding to go without any scouts. And I think that's a bad thing. I really do. I think that going without any sort of lighter vehicle that's fast seems to be putting teams at a disadvantage. But then without the combat tanks, when the actual combat does, even if you know where they are, you can't do anything when you're outgunned. So I do see the reasoning why taking 5 massive combat tanks is better than taking a scout. The reason they're doing this with Just Cause being in the T-71, which I assume is the scout for the group, is because of the artillery.
Yeah, definitely because of the artillery. One more point to give out and use that on artillery, but we really have to see the numbers on the artillery after this battle to see if it really makes up for having a T-71 instead of another T-69 or a AMX 1390. We can only wait and see. For now, FC Dynamo spotted here in AMX 5100. Nothing really happened there. Only got spotted. People moving up now. Koretz, Just Cause getting shot in the face by Colento in the T-69. And Minsk and FC Dynamo goes out and kills Just Cause in one salvo.
Ouch.
And all the MX 5100s are spotted now.
Look how tight they are. They are just all behind here, and that's going to be really hard to burst. Virtus.PRO though coming out here. First shot going into the wall there from the AMX. Minx though getting hit by K32, but Koretz is going around the side. Koretz being really ballsy with International doing loads of damage. Colento following up here, gonna finish him off. He's coming all the way around the back and is able to do a lot. Whoa, the camera's going nuts. And Colento is able to easily finish him off. This is a really bad engagement for Virtus.PRO here, as K32 is in the front, also dying. Minx is down to 3 HP and is able to survive as Breakneck goes down for a combination shot from everybody. And Rest in Peace goes around the corner and also takes a lot of damage. Minx is able to finish him off. Elmika is got to ram Minx, kill him, and shoot Rub the Rob, surely. Shoot Rub the Rob, surely. What?
Nope. No ammo.
You're joking. He came in for the ram, but with no ammo, and he's going to go down. Colento goes down to 2 HP, but is able to rip them apart. Virtus.PRO, what's happening to them? That's just, these are the number 2 team in EU with 3 guys, and it must be this. It must be the 3 guys from New Star just aren't working that well, because this is awful playing, I've got to say, for their standard. This is painful. International even went in front of him to let him shoot. What trolling is that? What trolling BM is that? Really? Really?
Really?
Really?
Really?
Really? That was trolling from He showed his rear to the front and just wiggled his bum in his face. That... Oh. But Virtus.PRO kind of... they're playing badly. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to quote a comment from Mousesports. He said in the esports special for DreamHack that when you're playing these matches, you've got to understand that sometimes you've got players just aren't feeling very well, who are tired, run down. The human factor is ignored. You see stats, you see results. You don't see the human factor. So there's a good chance that just things are going wrong inside. Now, there's a reason why New Star broke up. Now, we don't know what that is. It could have been internal conflict. It could have been the way they handled defeats. Now, that could be affecting them now. With 3 guys from U-Star, if they're not handling defeats well, they could be throwing off Virtus.PRO and the original Virtus.PRO members. So we don't know what their cooperation is. They haven't had time to gel very much. They've only had a couple of games together, really. So I would say that there's a good chance that the combination of skills isn't equal to the sum of the parts of the old Virtus.PRO yet. So I think they're actually at a disadvantage here, much like New Star, the actual New Star, is at a disadvantage for losing so many players. What do you think?
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't really see any other reason behind it. But yeah, these were some quick games. You can't really. It's the format for the for this event, and even though I like it, there's still tons of things going on which you just go back and when you see them, you're like, you really have to go back to see what just went wrong. And actually, for me, I have no idea the AMX 5100 had so much. I couldn't believe they still had shells left in them after those big engagements.
They spread it so well.
Yeah, it was great to see.
Yeah, I don't know. It's Virtus.PRO were playing badly. AGaming were in a great position. They were bundled up, and instead of going at them together, Virtus.PRO went 1 by 1. It was a train wreck to watch. They came in 1 by 1, got killed 1 by 1, and died. Basically, that was it. Summed up in a nutshell, put a bow on it, posted it to freaking France. I don't know. It's the end of the story. They played badly. They engaged 1 by 1 and were outplayed by AGaming. AGaming just need this one to break even. EU versus IU. It'll be 4 versus 4, which means that it will be Dragon Balls to decide tonight if EU are behind or not at the end of day 1. Yep. So, they're not out of it yet. Virtus.PRO still have games left to go. So let's go into battle and see Virtus.PRO play on Abby and see if they can recover from their currently horrible playing. Rest in peace, Breakneck, K23, Just Cause, Kaok, Koretz, and Las Vegas for Virtus.PRO.
Yes. And for AGaming, we have Rat Desert back in again. We have Minsk, FC Dynamo, International, Clento, Daniel Blonde, and Armageddon. So Minsk, or Rat Desert, is in again with his MX 5100. And we're on Abby. Who likes Abby? You do.
I like Abby. So yeah, but we're seeing 2 T69s instead of 2. Well, let's face it.
3.
These lineups are totally different. 2 AMX 5100s and 3 AMX 3090s. Now, I agree with this lineup. I think that's great. On the basis that it's a mobile map. This is Abby. It's very mobile and there's no artillery. So taking the heavier guns is a great idea. Although I would say bring back the IS-3s. I really do. IS-3s on this map, great, or even the T-32s, maybe to a lesser degree because the IS-3s are faster. The alpha damage from 2 strikes from an IS-3 plus 2 AMX 5100s backing them up can do a lot of damage, and that would be pretty damn good against no artillery lineups.
Yeah, again, no artillery lineups. We've only seen, well, the teams that went with artillery all failed so far. So artillery really is something that's a big no-no these days.
Here we go. Clento moves forward and is hit by Just Cause Breakneck and K3023 as they line up. Great sharing of damage here and aiming, but they fired so many shells and not really done that much damage. So I see Virtus.PRO is not winning this engagement, although they have done the damage. And if they can back off now, Internationals here. Great shot here by K23, but Kalenta comes out, does get the shot off. And I don't think they're winning. They are winning by HP, but these are T69s. I think this is okay. 20-second reload. I think this is okay.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What was that?
That was MX5100 getting tracked. Luckily, only tracked. Minsk fired at Rest in Peace, but Rest in Peace soaked that shot straight into the tracks.
Oh yes, reverse coming out here with his reverse side scraping. Very good play there by Rest in Peace. But did he use his repair kit?
I think he did.
Oh, that might not be so good then.
No.
If you're going to side scrape a shot into your tracks, only use your repair kit if you're in immediate danger. Otherwise, let them keep hitting your track.
Yep. There's a certain spot on your tracks which can't damage the entire tank, so if you know that that's the spot that he can hit, just wait it out, or I wouldn't say take a shot just to check, but you really have to be sure about using that repair kit, because an ammo rack on a autoloader, devastating. If you lost that and didn't have a repair kit.
Righty-ho, so we have Breakneck and K23 with Kyok all looking one way. Kind of, can you smell it? I kind of feel that AGaming might be repositioning all the way round to the east side. I've just got this feeling. It smells like a desert rat.
Yeah, well that's good that...
Did I get it? Did you see what I did there?
No.
Oh, come on, you gotta give me one.
You get a half.
A half. But Kalento is still there, taking a ton of damage. He has to get out now, because if Rest in Peace gets this shot, it could be the end of him. He's doing his maneuvers, but Dynamo and Kalento moves out of there, and they are retreating. Desert Rat is the only guy left to try and do the damage, but he can be caught out right now. The angle just is a bit too sharp for them, but Kyok is not letting them go. He is going to be chasing after them. He doesn't want them to get away from this and to be able to reposition, but this could be really bad for them as Justin Cause does take out the T1 back at the base.
So no base spotting from now on. Well, there is one more T1. I'm pretty sure he is at the base somewhere as well, or maybe all the way down east, because Just Cause is going that way to check. I don't know if that's a waste of time, because he is a big tank. If they have had a T-71, maybe that one could have gone down there, but this is a big waste of time for him.
Yeah, Just Cause is away from the battle completely. If this goes down, Armageddon is spotted and taken out on the far side. But if this battle goes down with Just Cause being in a completely different location, it could be bad. But I think from the pings, it's very obvious for Virtus.PRO that the RU team here, AGaming, are not going to engage them head on instead of repositioning. But I don't know. I can't really read the map. I think that that Minsk is not repositioning. I think they are staying in C2, C3, and pushing back around. Do they know that Just Cause is not near them? Yes, they do, because their T1 died, but now they're leaving themselves open for capping, and that's why they're not counterattacking, because if they counterattack right now, they think that their cap circle will be attacked by the two T1s, which they're not in position yet.
No.
Mintz, though, comes out to try and spot the enemy. Yep. He's got to be very careful. There are so many guns pointing this way, and if he doesn't see them and comes out, he is going to die.
At least half dead. But yeah, he is smart enough. Minsk is a smart guy, so of course he wouldn't peek more than necessary. But yeah, so far just a big bunch of defense right now on the western side. MX 1390s and no T1s now.
Yes,
okay, Just
T1's
Cause
heading down the other side. Yeah.
Yes, Just Cause turn around. Okay, T1s maybe going for the cap.
It's really weird seeing Koretz in a T1. Really weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
If anyone doesn't know, if not been watching the Golden League, shame on you, but Koretz used to be a big player for the New Star team in RU, and moving over to Virtus.PRO between Season 1 and Season 2, and now driving a T1. Just feels very uncanny for me.
Yep. Coming from showing great talent in bigger tanks into a T1. Well, it's maybe just where he's needed.
Totally agree, because the T1s can really show. We saw that on Himmelstoff, didn't we? Where Mouse Sports showed that their T1s were just amazing and totally helping them win the game.
Yep, spotting again and again and
And not
again,
dying.
showing. Nope, not dying. Not taking that unnecessary risk of peeking too far, or yep, going out on a limb and just nope,
Yeah,
just for
that's
spot's sake.
it. I think you've got to be way more patient.
Yep.
You've got to be really patient with the T1. You can't be impatient because there's no way of recovering from any mistakes. None. You get one mistake and that's it. And we see
Okay.
Breakneck and the teammate going up the hill here as Kyok gets ramming damage against Breakneck. And the rest move up to the top here. They're going to cover the cap. It's a two-man cap. They're going to try and push up to make sure that Dynamo cannot reset the cap circle here. This is a very short window for AGaming. This is capping. Every single battle is capping here as Breakneck gets tracked, repairs, uses his repair kit and moves out of there. But here we go. International is coming around the back, but Elmka is going to get taken out by great concentrating fire of Minx and Desert Rat Desert. That's why I want to call him a Desert Rat. But Dynamo is coming round for the cap reset. Will he be able to do it? The answer is no. He comes down, and there goes Calento. Dynamo and Desert Rat are making the dash. They have 7 seconds left. They might win the battle, but they might not win the war. With 3 seconds left, will they get it switched to the T1's view? And the answer is no. They do not get it.
He got tracked. Rat Desert got tracked on the way up there, and they won. Just because of that track.
Oh, wow. Crazy.
Excellent.
But AGaming lose that game to yet another cap. Great move there from Virtus.PRO. Again, I'm not sure I'm enjoying these tactics from them, but at least it's effective this time. And this tactic we see a lot on Abby, where if the opposing team loses their T1 stupidly, you can move around the back and do the dual cap as long as you hold them back. And okay, that was AGaming playing badly. AGaming decides to sit back and let them take the cap circle, gave them so much time. Like they had 3 minutes to wait for the T1s to go round the back. What is happening to these two teams today, really? I don't know. But yeah, I will, I just saw the chat channel saying even the YouTube Dream Team has better MLG tactics than these guys. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah. That's nasty. But the Dream Team has... anyway, but yeah, going back to my point about the Dragon Bonds hat, if you guys want to go ahead and buy them and send me a tweet at DorjanR, I will give it a couple of weeks so you guys can get them delivered, and I will actually take a random from everybody. It's not fair to go by time because, as some people said, if you live closer to where they're delivered from, you're going to win every time. So I'm going to do it based on just like over a week period. I'm going to like 2 or 3 weeks, you know. And then I will look at all of the pictures and either pick my favorite or do a random one if someone's done something absolutely crazy. And I think random's fairer, but you never know. I might give out more than one if I really feel generous. But I think about 12,500 gold, whatever the nearest gold is to that your server can be gifted, I will get for you personally, out of my own pocket. So cool. Oh. That's the only competitions you're going to see here today, guys, is ones that we want to run, and they're going to be completely different to what you usually get. We want to support the esports scene. We're not here for you to give you guys gold. We want you guys to support the scene because you like it, because you enjoy the 742 esports format, and these teams are amazing. I would say that Virtus.PRO and AGaming are kind of letting us down for the last few. They're not being the best, but you missed, if you have, 2 amazing sets earlier today. And I'm going to switch to the schedule. You can see Team Dignitas versus Roxkiss. Only the final battle was a draw, but the first 4 were amazing. Mouse Sports and New Star slogging it out for 5 battles. Also very, very entertaining, very good. They will be on YouTube at the Riveting TV archive once we've concluded tonight. But we still got the awesome hat-wearing Dragon Bonds versus Rush, the Titans of Russia, next.
Yep, that will be a great game.
Still one more battle here to do now.
Yep, and it is on Ruinberg, and yeah, I'm really hoping for some heavy tanks here. We've seen nice 3, but not on this map, did we? No, I don't think so.
No, so
it was AMX 5100s.
Take us through Ruinberg.
Yeah. Hoping for it.
Take us through Ruinberg.
Oh yeah, oh well, east side, lots of small buildings, we saw that, an engagement between, well, the first set of the night with Roxkiss going up against Team Dignitas, and that engagement just went, everybody got killed, 2 tanks were left, 1 T1 on each side as well, both T1s got taken out, and then Team Dignitas just they lost it. They let the sand slip out of their fingers. The wind just flew away. But yeah, east side, lots of open small buildings where you can you really have to be careful. Western side, as is being pointed out right now by by Koretz, he is pinging all over the map there. Virtus.PRO going into the city. You can push up the west side and get an advantage if the enemy isn't pushing through the city as well. But yeah, let's get into the battle.
Have we figured out why Koretz is in a T1? Is he leading the battle?
Maybe.
Is he their new battle commander? I think he might be. But anyway, for Virtus.PRO in this final 5th battle, make some noise for Virtus.PRO. Just Cause, rest in peace. K23, Breaknet, Kayok, Koretz, and Las Vegas. And by the way, I do know that Kayok is not pronounced Kayok. I just don't want to pronounce it like Russians because it's confusing.
Yep. But on AGaming's team, we have FC Dynamo, Rat Desert, Mix, Colento International, Daniel Blonde, and Armageddon. So the Rat Desert is still in there. And that was actually why I didn't want to give you pun points for changing his name from Rat Desert to Desert Rat.
I know. I fail as usual. Rub it in. But we are seeing it move in.
Yeah, we are seeing that.
Blind shots.
Yeah, blind shots going for the T1 sitting in the bushes.
But nothing connecting so far. They're just guessing as many bushes as they can. And so far being unsuccessful with their choices. All 12 shots are going to be fired off here. But are they going to be in a position, AGaming, to counter against these two reloading AMX 3090s? 40 seconds, count it. At 8 minutes, these two will be reloaded. So the next 40 seconds, both their AMX 90s are going to be reloading. Oh, hiccups.
Oh, drunk Dojin. We're back to day one of the streamings. Well, seeing Koretz is really far ahead, and well, Kayak is already looking that way, so there's no real reason for Koretz going this way or spotting. But he is going forward just a little bit. Very cautious though. Don't want to lose T1 this early.
No. Although it seems like the battle commander is Koretz at the moment from the pinging, so we'll see.
Yep, we saw this play by who was it? Was it Gratium beating Rush into the losers bracket? They beat them by having Rush in here, and then suddenly Gratium just moved in and just slaughtered them. It was a great game.
Wait a minute, it looks like a full retreat has been ordered. They think that their camp circle is in danger, and considering the last 4 battles, I think they're right.
Yep.
The way that it's been playing for the last 4 battles, I got a feeling this might be happening. AGaming has definitely been playing it like this, and this is a good call from Koretz, sending them, their entire team back. Virtus.PRO needs to come back and defend the camp circle, or at least be prepared to, as we're going to see another long drawn-out battle between these two. Remember, guys, after this battle, probably a quick 1 or 2 song break, and we'll be straight into Dragonborns versus Rush. They have been setting up the games in a different room between these battles. So they have actually been preparing them because they know they're behind schedule. We should have been finished by now, and we haven't even started the last game for tonight. So we will be getting into that very soon.
Yeah, we're seeing them in the typical position here for hold downing, even though AMX 3090s can't go hold down. Being inside a small building where the enemy has to aim a lot more is very advantageous. Advantageous.
Advantageous, yes.
Advantageous.
I love that word, actually.
Yeah, advantageous.
Advantageous.
Yeah. But yeah, K23. Not really sure if he wants to be inside the building or outside the building, but he has plenty of time to make his choice because no one is showing up. So the stress of going home was maybe uncalled for because nothing is happening.
Indeed, I'm going to check my tweets to see Crux from Dragonborn sending in his picture of him in a Dragonborn's hat. I don't think that one counts. You're a part of Dragonborn, sir. But he's obviously playing next and he's watching the stream. So hello to Dragonborns and good luck in your next match. I'm sure everybody watching are also rooting for you. But that's a great picture.
Post it, post it.
I will post it when I've got to remember in 10 minutes time to post it. but I will prepare it.
I will tell you when.
You got a timer?
I'll tell you.
Okay, so we are seeing a standoff here from these guys. And Ruinberg is not normally that much of a standoff map, and we are seeing Corrett's shooting off. Remember, shooting when you've got Sixth Sense is actually a good idea, because when you shoot, it reveals you at maximum, whatever that word would be, maximum visibility. So he can fire and see, hey, is anyone there? If I'm spotted, if Sixth Sense goes off, there is someone there. So that's actually a way of advanced scouting. And I think he was destroying some terrain, but it's also a really good way of finding out if there's anybody nearby.
Yep, correct. It's a very good advanced technique there for the guys who really wants to be the ultimate passive scout and just find in general enemies, know exactly their locations. Yeah, that's a really nice tip there.
Yeah, you have to always maximize the game, guys. There's loads of things you can do. Think outside the box. Remember, if you can't see the opponents, you know where they are. But it looks like this is going to be a draw unless AGaming make a move. It looks like the Virtus.PRO are terrified. It, honest to God, looks like they're terrified. Their T1s. Do you know what? I have to say this. They're playing like Rush was playing in the Golden League finals. Yep. They're afraid to use their T1s. They don't want to lose them. They don't want to find out what their opponents are. They're in no position to do any counterattacks. They're in a 100% defensive. Look at it. Let's bring up the big map. They're in less than 9 squares of the map. They're in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares of the whole map. What?
Batman?
It feels like Virtus.PRO have been really taken back here, and they'll rather take the draw than the win, than the loss, sorry. And I mean, that seems to me like this, their mindset. We're going to lose, so let's just go for the draw.
Yeah, it's all over. It's weird. They moved up west, didn't find anything, go back and camp. But Corrett's wants someone there. Nobody's moving. Nope, boss. Nope, boss. Don't want to. I'm gonna make the minimap a little bit smaller again for me, so I can see what's going on. Oh wait, nothing.
Yeah, unfortunately, guys, this is the one thing that the metagame needs to change. Remember, games like, what was it called? StarCraft 2. You might have heard of it. When they first released StarCraft 2, there was a massive problem with the maps. They were encouraging people to do 30-minute games, where they would build up to max supply and then have a few skirmishes, then one big battle, and the game was over. Every battle worked the same way. It was a 25 to 30-minute game, and they had to change the maps, tweak some stats, and change the game to avoid that happening. Now, today, this is the first real team having a problem. Virtus.PRO and AGaming having the big problems of camping. So the $50 per price per game has kind of helped towards that, but it's not fixed it. The 8.6 patch, getting rid of artillery, basically, hasn't fixed it. So there's still more changes we have to make to try and do it, but give us time. Water Tanks is a very new esports, and if you've got any suggestions, tweet it, mail us, say it in the comments. We really want to know. We have Hodor in our team, in the chat, apparently, right now.
Yeah.
Hodor.
I can see that. Hodor!
Hodor, hashtag Hodor! Oh dear. I can imagine that Hodor hashtag, actually. Do you know, I want to check on Twitter the hashtag Hodor to see how many Hodor hashtag Hodors there actually are, because I can't imagine anything else written there apart from Hodor.
Nope.
I gotta find that out. As we did see someone appear on the map there.
Yeah, but he quickly disappeared again. So I'm going to focus on something unconventional. The clock in Ruinberg on the church is 25 minutes to 3. But I just heard the clock go dong, which is weird. But yeah, we see Dinel Blonde take some damage from Corrett's. Finally, we see some damage dealt. But even if Dinel Blonde was taken out, it's not enough to win the match. It's still a draw. There's less than 1 minute in 5 seconds. So something has to give. Or they're going to give up both 2 points extra for their team, continent, I should say, and $50. Nobody gets $50 if this is a draw. So it looks like they don't care about the money right now.
It really does.
Prize, oh, okay, they're moving in now, but that's about 1 minute too late, I would say, because they have 35 seconds to do anything, and they're afraid of a little bit. They're afraid of a little T1. There's nothing that can hit them or hurt them from here.
They don't know that, though. They really don't. And it looks like we're going to have a 20-second fight right at the end here. Well, at least we go out with a bang. The 5th game down to 90 seconds. We got 15 seconds on the clock left. No one is dead from either team. Something must happen.
Kill Correttes.
Do something. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bye bye. Dong. Okay, well, it's a draw.
Well, it's not so bad for EU after a pretty bad start for Virtus.PRO. It ends up being a draw. So, 5 points against 2 points for EU versus RU, and it goes down to the Dragonborns to get either a draw, please no, or a win against Rush to make sure that EU stay ahead in day 1. But if they lose, it will be a draw at the end of day 1, which isn't such a bad result. But let's have a look at the scores here. Actually, no, we need to update our person.
I have written it.
Okay. So, yeah, the battle next will be Dragonborns versus Rush. I don't think there's going to be much delay, if any delay. In fact, no, we've already been invited to the next room. And let's go in there now. They're all getting in. Okay, so they are preparing now. It looks like they're picking their tanks. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it looks like they're going to be ready. So we're going to play one song to allow us to calm down after such a frustrating match between Virtus.PRO and
AGaming.
AGaming. I keep wanting to say Gratium. Ex-Gratium. And we'll see you in about 2 minutes. Okay?